This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for October 13, 2023. And in the news this evening, Leoda Bradshaw and the three others charged in connection to brutal murder of Paulwell's daughter and the child's mom. U.S. Navy Petty Officer Leoda Bradshaw and the three others have been charged with murder and other offenses in relation to the abduction and the killing of 10-month-old daughter of Member of Parliament Philip Paulwell and her mother. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime Fitz Bailey on Friday said that 27-year-old Tashana Patterson and her 10-month-old daughter Saroya Paulwell were brutally murdered and their bodies disposed of. It is one of the most painful investigations for the team in recent times, Bailey said. Bradshaw, who shares a child with Paulwell, has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 2 counts of murder. The other persons charged are Roland Balfour, a 30-year-old assistant graphic designer of a Kingston address, who has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, and the misprision of felon. Roshane Miller, a 29-year-old air-condition technician, who has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, and the misprision of felon, and Richard Brown, otherwise called Richie, of a Kingston address, who has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, and 2 counts of kidnapping. Bailey said the Director of Public Prosecutions has obtained a voluntary bail and the case will be taken directly to the Supreme Court. He said the investigations are ongoing, but refused to reveal specific details of the probe. 5 shot, 1 fatally in Kingston. An 18-year-old woman was killed and 4 other people wounded during an attack by gunmen on Jones Street at Heroes Circle in Kingston on Thursday evening. The deceased is Kevonique McLeod of Jones Street. Among the wounded is Miss McLeod's 3-month-old daughter. The baby was shot in the left hand. The other victims are 2 women and a man. Superintendent Beresford Williams, commanding officer for the Kingston Central Police Division, said the shooting occurred about 7:15 p.m.
2 men traveling in a white Nissan motorcar opened gunfire on a group of persons who were gathered along John Street, vicinity number 13. Resulting from the shooting, 5 persons, including a 3-month-old child and her 18-year-old mother, Kevonique McLeod, were shot and injured. They were rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital, where Miss McLeod died whilst undergoing treatment. I am appealing to the residents to come forward and to give us any information they have to aid our investigation. I wish to assure the citizens in Almontown that we will continue to maintain our presence in the space with a view of preventing any further incident.
Businessman in alleged love triangle granted $1.5 million bail. A St. Elizabeth businessman charged with the murder of a man who had visited the residence of his child's mother while he was also present, was granted bail when he appeared in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court on Friday. The accused, Robert Russell, 45, is charged with the October 1 murder of Orlando Blake, otherwise called Lance, in Fagan Town, Burnt Ground District near Santa Cruz. A police report said on September 30, about 10:20 p.m., Russell visited a woman with whom he shares a child and they retired to bed. Sometime after, Blake reportedly went to the house to visit the woman. He entered the house and was shot allegedly by Russell with the businessman's licensed firearm. Russell was granted bail in the sum of $1.5 million when he appeared before presiding judge Alwyn Smith on Friday. It was disclosed in court that the post-mortem and the ballistic reports are outstanding. Russell is being represented by attorney Thomas Levine. Russell is to reside outside of St. Elizabeth and reported to the Savannah Lamar Police Station on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. He was ordered to surrender his travel documents and a stop order placed on him for all ports. He is scheduled to return to court on November 17. Police corporal convicted on cocaine charges in Manchester. A police corporal was found guilty of cocaine charges in the Manchester Parish Court on Thursday. Corporal Jermaine Powell was convicted before Parish Court Judge John Time and will be sentenced on December 13, 2023. The matter had been before the court for more than 4 years. Powell was before the court on charges of possession, dealing, and the trafficking cocaine, as well as a possession of criminal property and a conspiracy. Allegations are that around 4:20 p.m. on Friday, November 9, 2018, detectives from the Area 3 Narcotics Division, assisted by personnel from the Porus Police Station, conducted an anti-narcotics operation along the Porus Main Road in Manchester. It was reported that a white Toyota Probox motor car driven by Corporal Powell was signaled to stop, and he complied. During a search of the vehicle, cocaine weighing 2 pounds and 3.25 ounces, along with Jamaican $1,250,000, were found concealed between the spare wheel and the body of the vehicle. Powell was subsequently arrested and charged with breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. After months of trial, Powell was found guilty of all the charges. Farmer accused of chopping 24-year-old man to death in police custody. The 48-year-old farmer suspected of chopping a 24-year-old man to death in St. Mary on Thursday is now in police custody. According to police reports, he was picked up in Windsor, Karen Hall in the parish late Thursday night. According to police sources, residents stumbled upon Javon Jar Patterson's body on the Windsor Main Road around 5 a.m. on Thursday. The Highgate police were called and observed that Patterson had chop wounds to his head, hands, neck, and feet. Residents reported that earlier in the day, Patterson had an altercation with the farmer, who allegedly inflicted the chop wounds. The farmer allegedly fled the scene. It is said that the men have been engaged in a long-standing feud stemming from a fire at Patterson's house earlier this year. NIA calls for NWC President Mark Barnett to step aside. Watchdog group National Integrity Action is calling for President of the National Water Commission, Mark Barnett, to step aside. The call follows the Integrity Commission report, which revealed that Mr. Barnett and his wife breached the building, planning, and environmental permits for their development located at 11 Charlie Mount Drive, Kingston 6. The Integrity Commission has called into question Mr. Barnett's moral authority to lead the National Water Commission following the scathing report. The report also revealed that Mr. Barnett is disputing a bill of approximately $900,000 that he allegedly owes for sewage and water supply to his upscale apartment complex in St. Andrew. NIA Executive Director Daniel Archer said the issues are sending the wrong signal to the public.
And that's what we need to understand as citizens and persons who serve. You can't tell somebody to comply with the law if you yourself not complying. What's your moral authority? We expect from our citizens that the most important thing that they should be doing is to avoid even the suspicion of greed and personal gain. We expect that from our leaders, even, and I didn't say that it has to happen. I said even the suspicion of. And if as the leader of the entity you have disregarded a directive, you have decided that you're not going to follow the law, how can you sit and expect that other people, law-abiding persons, would also follow the law when you tell them that they should pay their water bill?
Dr. Carol Archer, professor of urban planning and public policy, has called for an independent body to oversee planning and environmental management in Jamaica. She said the Integrity Commission's report, which cited Mr. Barnett for breaches of building permits, highlights the failure in oversight and monitoring at the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation and the National Environment and Planning Agency.
We cannot continue in terms of making decisions that would have adverse effects for the public and the environment, such as what is being brought to bear with this particular case.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.